is officially in full swing, which means it's time to take a dip in the water to cool down. But before making that trip up to the lake or pool, here are a few safety tips you should keep in mind. Summer's here, and so are those triple-digit temperatures that come with the Central Valley's charm. So, what better way to cool off than with a trip up to Shaver Lake? But before you hit the road, experts say there are a few things you should keep in mind.
The lakes during the summer is one of our busiest periods, and so we're going to see people who have gotten in the water and they can't get out. We're going to see people who've consumed too much alcohol and are in the water. And then certainly we see a number of incidents in which kids are not prepared for the currents, kids are not prepared for being behind the boat, and so they get injured in some way. We see it all sorts of incidents out here.
Your safety is the #1 priority for EMTs like Ben Wiele this summer.
We want to make sure that we're being water safe, and so if you don't have any experience in the water, you should really think about getting in the water in the first place. Should you even do that?
Wiele says oftentimes people overlook how important a proper fitting life vest is when you're out in the lake.
All of our local retailers are going to be selling life vests, and that's great, but just make sure that the life vest that you're picking up off the rack is suited for the child or for the adult that's going to be using it. And so there is nothing wrong with going to the marina or going to a professional at the lake and saying, hey, is this the right fit? Is this okay for the activity that I'm going to be doing? That's much wiser than finding out when you're in the water that this was not the right equipment.
And even if you find that perfect fitting vest, emergencies can still happen on the water. So Wiele says if you find yourself in one, don't panic.
The first thing to do if you find yourself in a situation where you're in the water, maybe you've been towed behind on skis and you're in the water and you're scared, remain calm if we can. Go over a safety plan before you get in the water with people in your party in the boat. Make sure that there's a spotter on the boat. There should be somebody who is sober and present-minded, who is scanning the water for anybody, not just in your party, but anybody that could be in the water that shouldn't be in the water, and making sure that flag is up high, that if you do find somebody in the water, to notify other boaters around you.
And remember, stay safe even when you're just hanging out by the pool this summer.
We also got to think about what happens when we get back home. Not just pools, but also canals. Full stop, you should just never get into a canal. Those are not safe bodies of water. And for pools, making sure that there's a fence or there's a responsible adult that is there to watch the kids as they're in the pool. That's another thing that we think about.